Okay, person who's going to run this meeting, are we ready?
Yeah.
Wait on you, princess.
The recorder is on, and it's next to
Okay,
Kim.
maybe I'm not missing you at PRNG.
No, whatever. It's not.
the center?
Echoing
It's fine.
the
You can
person
still
running
pick
the
up.
meeting.
You missed me. It's fine.
I did
All
miss
right.
you.
Call the Marvin Day Subcommittee meeting to order at 11:06. We don't have anyone to participate remote.
Do we even need to have that on here anymore?
Yes, you do. Yeah, you do. It's your
Okay.
policy.
Technically,
Do I have a motion adoption of the agenda?
So moved.
we don't need a second.
Nope.
So
All right.
All
Say
in
all in
All
favor.
in favor?
Aye.
Perfect.
Do I need to write you down like a little cheat sheet of
It
what
would
you
help
need?
only do it every other time.
You can also schedule a training appointment with the clerk's office.
Yeah, why don't you do that?
Yes, schedule a training appointment with the clerk.
With the clerk.
I take tips, by the way.
Adoption of the previous minutes. Have
I'll make a motion to adopt the previous minutes.
Okay, don't need a second, so can I get them
All in favor.
all in favor?
Aye.
Ah, perfect. All right. So in the items of discussion, I'll start before, and we'll do a quick update on the overall where we're at with the vendors. I know we did it last time. We have all the food trucks. Everything's the same, except I have been in contact with Americana Beer or Americana Brewery over there in Monroe. They said they're down to come serve the beer. Everybody bear with me, I'm not feeling very good. And so that's the only update right now. On a new vendor, I did get with Christina Culp about the waterfowl people, and she had another person who did animals, but she said waterfowl could bring like whatever they have, like they bring several things like bunnies and just an array of animals, not just ducks. So that could be a cool one. And I reached out to the urban forester about them setting up. Haven't got back to him, but he's been reached out to.
Is Union Mobile doing wine?
I don't know, me and you need to talk about that.
Okay.
About whether or not we want to, what's more cost beneficial, if we buy wine and pay them to come serve, or if they buy the wine, I don't know,
Well, the beer and wine at Marvin Day is completely consumer driven. We don't provide it. It's just like a food truck. They go up and they pay for it if they want it. So if she wants to be competitive and bring wine and offer a red, a white, and a pink, and she wants to sell it and try to make money, it would be like, we wouldn't guarantee a minimum, I would hope.
Right.
But it would be
That's
on
the
her
thing that I
to
don't
just
know
kind
that she
of.
would, I don't know about her coming for like a food truck, like without saying like, we're gonna give you this much money. Because I'm not sure how she operates, I'll have to ask her if
Yeah,
she's down
see,
with that.
but let her know that unlike the hot chocolate where we paid for it,
Yeah, right, this is like,
this
she's
is like the
selling it
consumers
to make
would,
money.
yeah, they would pay for it themselves. And that she's only competing with a beer truck.
Yeah, so.
Unless Americana can do wine too, they
No,
can.
they said they only do beer. They do like, I think they'll do like a beer, a cider, and a pilsner. I can't remember what they're all called, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A couple different things like that.
That's cool.
Um,
Cause yeah, she could sell sodas too if she wanted to. I mean, whatever is gonna make her profitable,
yeah. And okay, so updated sponsorships. Basically, I know Hunter's got one or two of the higher end ones coming his way.
Did they commit already?
One of them just had trouble with the link. I'm not sure what level they're gonna do, but I did just send him the link to send to one of the developer people, so I'm.
Which link, the payment link or the one to fill out the form?
The form.
Because we can fill it out for them if they just send an email saying, hey.
This is how much they want, yeah.
Yeah, I filled it out for a couple people.
Okay. So looking for that to be a big.
Active Waste is gonna sponsor again. They are determining their level and will let us know.
Okay.
So they're a yes.
I know.
Are they gonna give us? Never mind.
They have given cash the last 2 years. They paid.
In actual like cash, just right now from the last update is like we're at like 6,000 in actual money pledged.
Received. No, I think we have,
Because I know we're at like 8,000 total, but that's with a $1,500 in kind.
from Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to track that.
gotcha.
Um,
Okay.
Did you get an application from Passionate Paws? Do you know?
I don't get them, so.
Oh, okay.
Did you get anything from
Passionate Paws?
Mm-mm.
Okay, because they're gonna do it.
Again?
Yeah,
1,000 again, or?
I think so.
Cool.
I think
Okay.
so.
No, I'll have to look. I've been having a big spam thing. Been getting a lot of like good emails been going to my spam.
Okay.
So I'll go look.
Have
for
do we have an update on who has paid and who?
Everybody who has committed to date has paid except for Firethorn, but they told us
This
up
in
front
January.
we can't pay until 2024. So.
Yeah, we're gonna need to follow up with them real quick because the general manager just left. So,
Oh,
yeah.
So anyway, Passionate Paws did commit.
I'll follow up
to
with
me
Jill.
verbally.
Okay.
I'm friends with the owner, so
Oh.
if you haven't seen it, and their account manager person reached out to me and had some questions about like setup, so she and like timing, so that she could figure out staffing. So I know
Mhm.
like they're in. So if you haven't seen anything from them, let me know. And
Okay.
I'll reach
That's
back out
perfect.
to her.
Can you send out an updated spreadsheet?
I think we're waiting for everybody to send their
It'll be
updates to Mary.
Thursday.
Mary has to come back into town.
On Thursday? Okay.
There aren't really any updates from the last meeting yet, other than these like piecemeals that people have to send to Mary, who needs to compile, and then.
Okay.
But she's out until Monday. She's out all this week.
Okay. So we'll get it for our meeting on Tuesday then, Tyler?
Yeah, we
Right.
should be able to
Okay.
turn it around pretty quick.
Okay.
Yeah. That's pretty much it on.
With Mary being out, Tyler, you might want to just send an email to all staff.
Yes.
And then an email to council,
Council.
BCCing them, just being like, hey, Mary's out, but don't forget to send. I mean, if you want them to send it to you this week instead of Mary, we would have a faster turnaround, it'd be less overwhelming for Mary on Monday, but I think, I'm not expecting there to be a huge amount of activity over the last 2 weeks because of the holidays, so. But just maybe the reminder that Mary would normally send out this week, she's not here to send it.
Now, are we allowing the sponsors to participate in the 5K fun run day if they want?
Yeah, well,
It's a separate event.
it's a
It's
separate
separate.
event, but, that's really up to Tyler if he would require them to be a sponsor at that event as well, or if he would allow them to be.
I
We
mean,
haven't even discussed the 5K and whether we're gonna include a health fair component or whether we're gonna
Yes.
have vendors
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, which we do need to start talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know when you want to start, but it's obviously not this meeting.
There wasn't a cost to participate last year, that's why I was wondering if that's another selling point. Here's 2 days, you can.
I would keep them
I mean,
totally separate.
Yeah, that was
Because it's
last
like we've got a
year-
Halloween event, we have Marvin Day, we have a 5K, we have an Easter egg hunt. Like, I think we've got to keep all that stuff separate.
I think what we did last year is because the 5K was a part of Marvin Day, if they were a sponsor and they were 1,000 or above, but they felt like their product would be better received with the 5K audience, we gave them an option to be there. I don't remember a single one of them taking us up on it, except maybe one. The rest came to the park.
The joint did.
Yeah, I think they were the only ones, because Piedmont didn't come this year.
Mm-mm.
They didn't set up their thing, so, so no, I would say if they're 1,000 or above, they are being invited to have a booth at the park for Marvin, I keep saying Marvin Day, but it's really like Marvin Night.
Marvin afternoon
Marvin
and evening.
afternoon at the park. But I think the 5K needs to be separate, and we probably need to have separate planning meetings on that.
Yep. Soon. Because June's going to be here before we know it.
All right. Anybody got anything else on sponsors? Anything like that? Dismal.
I emailed a couple of people and I hadn't heard anything back, so I might need to just show up.
That's just the time of year too, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I did, I guess we do need to talk about potential to park at the park on Marvin Day. A small number. I guess that was just last meeting. That wasn't 2 meetings ago, I don't think, that me and Kim and Davey went out there. Was it? That was just right after the last meeting. Yeah. Okay, so we hadn't talked about it usually.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we went out there, and between Davey and Kim and I kind of looked around and kind of think that even with what's being blocked off for fireworks, that at least to like get the day started and get a base of people to the park for the event, it might not be the worst. Because we're gonna have several police officers there, and we could have them really directing traffic from the road. And if we do that, I think that's a good way to get people there and get people saying like, all right, I'm coming anyway. And then we'll have signs and police out there. When we're full at capacity, we can say overflow parking at the high school, and you're already out. You already planned on coming.
Right.
So
Oh, so we're sandbagging them to show
We're gonna
up.
yeah, with a
with
trap,
with
yeah.
the carrot of you can actually
I mean,
park on site.
kinda like that,
but
though.
if you're there on time, if you're there when it
if you
starts,
show up, yeah.
then you'll get a parking space at the park.
And we have enough because last time we just restricted it to vendors and didn't.
Yeah, we
Wasn't
have.
that kind of
we went out there and walked it, and we feel pretty confident that we can get a decent amount of cars in the park, especially if we have staff parking people, and don't leave this much room between your cars, like
Yeah.
and then
I also
as
think staff needs to carpool. We can
Staff-
use Village Hall and carpool. We don't need to have
absolutely.
12 staff cars down
And
there.
the
That
vendors
was
are only getting
ludicrous.
one car, like you're getting
Yeah.
one pass, and so it's gonna be tight. And like I wouldn't like, I don't know, we're gonna like, it's hard to say. Like people, you can bank on parking there, but it's not like there's gonna be like. Hopefully, it's big overflow capacity at the high school, obviously. So this like would kind of go into like when I'm trying to book these. If we're cool with that, I'll probably just go for like one 28-seat shuttle.
I think we only need one shuttle.
like one big shuttle.
Yeah.
That can be on a loop, and
Yep. And then like when a car leaves, like if they're just wanted to come for the afternoon and their kids are tired, then we know that we've got one spot. So when somebody rolls up for the concert, we know we've got one spot, we know exactly where it is, and you direct them down there. I mean,
We
staff's
can get the clicker.
yeah, I mean staff's
Person can have a
gonna
clicker
have, they're gonna need to be
on it.
on top of it, but I feel very confident, especially after the tree lighting. I mean, they did a great job that day. We're trying to park the cars, so I think it's a good idea to go ahead and just do it. We'll line basically the driveway with tape and have two crossover points, and that's it. And we'll have people standing there so that if people are going back and forth, then we can stop traffic. I think it makes some sense to do that.
About how many spaces did you estimate would be available for public parking as opposed to like vendors?
Oh, I mean,
75.
yeah, I was gonna
Really?
say
Okay.
100, but
Really? Okay.
there's some areas in the back of the park, and again, we've got to rope
Well, I mean,
it
like
off.
we can put the vendors at the back because they're like coming and staying, and
Yeah, but there's some areas where we can cut a little bit of grass and some schmutz that we
Okay.
can utilize as parking.
okay, cool.
So, I mean, we went out and walked it, and I think it's a good idea. I think it makes a lot of sense to do that. And I think if we reposition the food trucks, then we can use a section of that lower parking lot. So,
Okay.
yeah.
We also, I know that same day me and David talked about with like the barn being purely like handicap
Yep.
parking. I mean, we could have shuttles, like if we have one big shuttle, not pull in, but pull. Like the idea would be like, because we looked at the map, like running on a loop to the high school, like come from this direction, parallel in the driveway to the park. Everybody gets out. It's a longer walk, but there's just not going to be a way they're going to be able to pull all the way in and loop at the
And
barn.
turn, yeah.
So it just had to be a pull off, and then they'd go that way. And I can't remember the road names. And you go there, just do one big circle all the time. So that's the idea of it.
So have them stop in the road and let people out?
Or like pull off, because I think there's enough room like at the driveway, like at the end of the driveway. Like you'll be parallel with the road, but you'll be off the road.
So they're gonna pull
So they're
over.
pulling into the driveway, but broadside
Yes.
Yeah.
lets people out and then pull back out onto Newtown.
Okay.
I think is
That way
what
they
I'm
don't have to like
envisioning.
kind of get back and turn left back out. They'll just get back on the road.
And leave the high school, right?
Mhm.
Leave the school, come up Waxhaw Marvin.
Yeah,
go to
come up
and
Newtown,
go back
pull
to the
over,
road.
and then go all the way back around and get on Providence to Bonds Grove.
They can jump on Crane and go straight back to the school.
Crane is south of the park.
Yeah, it's the other direction.
It's the other direction.
Oh, I'm thinking high school though. Is that not it? Where they're parking?
No, they are.
Yeah.
You'd have to go left out of the park to get back
To get to
Crane.
Crane.
Yeah.
After the
So
park,
they
the only
after
thing
the
is
park
Providence
is
Road.
Providence and then Bonds Grove, which is
Bonds Grove.
fine. I mean,
That's a long
that
loop,
way, I've
though.
never done that way.
it's real.
It's long.
I mean, then have them pull in, let it stop traffic, let everybody out, stop traffic, let them back out and go back to the school.
That's what I'm thinking, because we got the cops there. They're there to stop the traffic.
Yeah,
That's a
Depends
long
on what
loop.
the-
And the traffic in front of Publix,
yeah, it gets
taking
rough.
a right at that,
Yeah, you could get backed up.
especially because the bus won't fit in the turn lane unless it's the only. I'm just telling you, it's not cool. It's not a nice, pleasant experience to go down Providence, take a right, all the way down to Bonds Grove and loop all the way around. It's a long and trafficy.
But it's a
route at
Saturday
all
night. But
times.
it's a Saturday night, evening, afternoon. I don't know. I think it would probably be easier if they just pull straight in, stop, and if traffic's got to be stopped, traffic's got to be stopped. Like, it is what it is. I don't know. You guys can work on some of those logistics.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
No, if it's, I mean.
Quick
yeah.
experiment to just test drive both routes.
Yeah.
I mean, the traffic may vary, but just to get an idea of like how much longer it is to go the
I
Providence, Bonds Grove.
bet it's an extra 10 minutes.
Oh, wow, really? I didn't know it was that far.
What would be
if
an
you
extra
had
10
more than
minutes?
one bus, I wouldn't be as concerned. But with one bus, I feel like it will add.
That would be, yeah.
Because
I don't think-
that's a very heavily congested intersection, and when you're stopped for quite a bit because they got to let all the different people go, and then that light in front of Publix is just a nuisance. That gets so backed up
We'll have to
too.
let them turn around in the lot, in the driveway and go back to Crane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they could pull
So-
into the driveway and then and then what
turn.
Kim was saying is have the cops stop traffic and let them
Yeah,
back out. So it's almost like a K-turn, almost.
Yeah.
yeah.
If we, yeah.
I mean, I get it's
We need
not
to get some
ideal,
road,
guys,
we'll have to
but
get like road signs that just say like those flagging road signs, like that would say someone's gonna stop, because that is like, if you're coming from this way going to the park, it's kind of a peak of a hill,
Mm-hmm.
like,
There's not a lot of visibility ahead for sure.
yeah, and I don't know if there's like right of way issues with this, and this could be a complete nightmare. But as earlier in the year too, maybe it won't be a problem. I'm just thinking of how dark it was on Newtown Road when all those people were parking on both sides and trying to walk to the park and walk to their cars.
No, that's dangerous.
It was
Yeah.
dangerous. It was pitch black. I mean, I left just to get food for everybody, and I swear I was like dodging children. I was like,
people
oh
are just
shit.
pushing strollers on the road.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so-
but we're not going to have people parked on the road.
Yeah.
We're going to have the cops
Stopping
making
that.
sure that people are not parked on the side of the road.
Okay, then never mind. I was gonna say if we were going to allow parking on the sides of
Oh,
the road, I was gonna
hell
say you
no.
need some lighting out there, but
No.
We may need some signs saying no parking on the
Yeah.
We'll
sides,
have
because
to put
people,
up
if
some
people
signage
think that,
informations.
yeah, because if people think they can park on site, and then we tell them that it's full and you gotta go park at the high school, I guarantee
They're
you
gonna
the
pull
next
over on
thing
the
they're gonna
grass.
do is just go, 10 feet down the road.
Yeah,
and
but
pull
again,
over.
yeah, but they're going to
Unless
try to
we-
park close, and so that's why we're going to have the sheriff's
Sheriff's
deputies
deputies
being like,
saying,
no, move it on,
moving on,
go to
yeah.
go to the high school.
Okay.
Listen, if we have 75 cars there and they've got 3 people in the car, it's going to be more than we had last year. So,
Okay.
I'm here for it.
I mean, it's a way to experiment it and see. So you'll bring this to our meeting next week and let council give the final thumbs up on it. Okay.
I like it. Because I know that was frustrating last year. Evan was frustrated that he knew we had empty parking spots at the park and we just were turning people away like, sorry, no parking, you gotta go. And
Kim said
people
he
were
was too
leaving.
Yeah, he's too nice.
And so
He was nicer than the cops were.
eventually we made a decision when we didn't have the turnout we wanted for the concert. We were finally like, fine, come in and park. But I agree, it was probably something we should have done at an earlier
So,
time.
so what you say, 75 cars is what you think you can get?
I like to think so.
I would like for us to really figure out what we really think the number is.
I was thinking 75 to 100, come up vehicles inside.
Yeah.
I would estimate on the
75
lower
probably
end
more
if you
accurate,
fit
but we
more.
might be able to squeeze 100 in there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And that's
Depends
still-
on how many big big Papas we got coming in. Big Papa SUVs like
That's
yours
right.
rolling
That
into the
makes a
park.
difference.
Yeah.
Sure does.
I mean, I can
And
do
the
that and
minivans.
bring a lot of people, or I can bring the little car and not bring as many people.
And that takes into account the fireworks perimeter?
It does.
Okay.
We're
Yeah.
basically, when you pull into the gate, we're gonna start parking on the right all the way down to.
Kind
near
of
the
before there's
field.
like before that, because we'll have
Have the
like,
food trucks
the
over
food
there.
trucks being like the first little lawn, but there will be like gravel
Gotcha.
road parking. And,
Okay.
And then the lower lot will have, there's two sections or two portions.
Yeah.
The
So
upper
we have the
portion,
upper one.
we'll be able to use it.
And then what
Sounds good.
doesn't cut off kind of
In the
at
back.
the back, like, because there's like some new land down there if we do clear it a little bit that
There's definitely some schmutz back there that we can clear out.
the
And,
bush hog and everything.
That's
Yeah.
a Kim word.
yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay.
Cool.
What
Anybody
else?
got any questions? I don't really have. That's about all I got rolling right now. Once I take that to council, if they're good with that, I'll book the charter. Just been kind of waiting to hear, and then if they approve that, then I'll do one 28 or 32 passenger bus and
Marvin Day starts at 4, right? I
Mhm.
keep going back between 3 and 4. 4, right?
4 o'clock.
Okay.
4 to the public, 3 for like,
Us.
we would like everybody set up and in place by
Right, vendors
3.
and
That's
stuff.
the goal.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so I've got volunteers that I was gonna start reaching out to at the beginning of the year. So I just need to know how many we think we need. So I've got the bounce house from 4 to 9, parking from 3:30 to 10, kids crafts from 3 to 7,
Kids
set
crafts,
up.
Yeah, maybe 3. Yeah, that's right. If they want to help us open everything and get it all out, put the tables up in the barns.
I mean, I
that's
could
fine.
say 3:30.
No, 3's
3,
fine.
okay.
They can help move tables, set up chairs, do all the trash cans, and open up the little
Okay,
things.
so then I've got sponsors and vendors set up by 3. Setup can start at noon. And then I've got set up for like the volunteers, like just kind of setting up the park itself from 12 to 3.
Mhm.
Like tables, whatever we need. So that is kind of like the park setup. So you guys were going to reach out to the football team?
Mhm.
Okay. And just see how
I was-
many people
yeah.
you can get there.
Yeah, and like I was gonna tell them the same thing of like 12 to 3, because just that's, and then
Yeah.
they'll be try to get them gone by 3:30, or I mean stay, but like
Right.
they're gonna be
Hopefully they'll stay.
yeah.
And then vendors, they can help kind of set up tables. Like if the vendors start setting up, they need to be set up by 3. They can start set up at noon. So it's kind of the same time frame. Okay, how many people do we want for the bounce house? And like
It's a big map by this
It's,
time,
it's
right?
an obstacle course, so like maybe one or two at the front, 2 at the end,
Yeah, I would say 4.
So
at all
4?
times.
and
2
then
at the
there's a
front, 2 at
bounce
the end.
house.
And
So probably 6 people,
So
5 or 6 people
per
dedicated.
slot.
I think
Or-
1 for the bounce house should be plenty, but I think we should aim for 2 at the entrance and 2 at the exit of the obstacle course.
And then 1
Because 1 can handle it, but if we aim for 2, if we fall short, we'll still have plenty.
Okay, so 5.
5 people.
5,
So
yeah.
what they need is, are they gonna be assigned the entire time or do we
No,
need shifts?
I'll do it up in shifts. I'm gonna send this out to the beta club for help. If you guys can do the setup with the football team or Boy Scouts, maybe not Cub Scouts, but maybe the Boy Scouts, whatever. I'll send this out to the beta club to see if they can help. Parking, I've got 3:30 to 10. How many people do you want kind of like traffic across the way? I'm not gonna have people actually helping with physical
Yeah,
parking.
right.
But I'm using that kind of as maybe like crowd control, like going across a
Crosswalk.
crosswalk,
Yes, that would help a lot.
crosswalk, and then maybe even having people like up at the front, like when people are getting off the bus, like greeting them.
Yeah.
Just kind of that kind of parking attendant type situation. How many people you want there?
2 up at top.
And 2 at the crosswalk.
2 at the barn.
So 4?
4, I think we fine.
Okay, and then kids craft. 2.
Probably.
Okay. Okay.
We had so many volunteers last year. I was running out of things for people to do.
No, I know. We had a lot more stuff last year that needed.
Yeah, and we have the if there's extras, like we will have the cornhole set up and we'll have the Connect 4 and the little games, and sometimes it helps to have somebody there in case kids are like running off with the bean bags or they make a huge mess and they leave it that way. Somebody can come and just sort of put it back together.
So
you know.
instead of kids crafts, I'll do 4. And then that can be kids crafts slash yard games. Okay.
And I suppose we could find out if, I doubt it, but if the animal people need volunteers, whether it's adults
Right.
or teens, they have to let us know ASAP so we can, be prepared.
And it's just inside the barn right there, it's gonna be crafts, we'll have like the marsh table, and we want the waterfowl slash whoever's doing animals, everybody inside the barn.
Yeah.
And then is that about all we're gonna do inside the barn?
I mean, the
I
urban
think
Or
forester.
urban forestry, but I thought,
They wanted to be outside with a
'Cause don't they
tent,
have a
Smokey
big
the Bear
Yogi
and all
Bear
that stuff.
Smokey?
Yeah. Yogi.
Yeah, if they bring Smokey Bear,
Yogi Berra.
they should be outside if they're like gonna have a presence. Last year, I think it was just like a poster, so inside
Right.
was better. So
okay.
Okay. Yeah, I think
Well,
that
they
was.
moved themselves outside last year.
Did they?
Yeah,
Did they?
but they didn't really. I don't know.
they needed to be a little bit more aggressive.
They needed to
is my
have a point
understanding.
of being there and
Yeah.
like a plan for what to do and how to get people to come by their spot. I wasn't sure what they were aiming for.
And then the hair tinsel and the face painters and all of that, is that in or out?
It's outside.
It's all outside.
And the balloon guy and the DJ and the magic show, all outside. And the new playground is gonna be kick-ass.
Yeah.
It is gonna be nice.
Kids are gonna love it. They're gonna go nuts. It's gonna be so
We need to make sure we get lots of pictures out when
Well,
it's
be done.
done.
I've already
then?
gotten one
Done by,
message saying,
like,
"Oh my God, what are you doing to the
couple
playground?" And
weeks.
I'm like,
It's almost done,
"It's gonna be
right?
better."
Do what?
It's gonna be
Playground's
Playground.
almost done, right? No?
That was funny.
Yeah, I met them today. They've got the playground removed, the old playground,
Uh-huh.
and they're pouring the
Concrete.
footing and
Footings.
padding today. And so.
But it only takes like a month, right? It doesn't take super long.
Once it gets set up, once they get the concrete set up, then they come in. It only takes a few weeks after that.
Yeah.
But it's, I expect it to run through at least January.
Yeah.
Is it larger than what's
Yeah.
there?
A little bit larger.
And there's a second little toddler
there
playground.
is.
So two
Oh,
sections, okay, so for bigger and smaller kids.
Mhm.
It's gonna be really nice, poured in place.
What
Base.
about lighting? I thought it looked dark when I was there for the tree lighting and all the kids were running around.
It was a little dark for that.
We don't I don't normally want kids, normally when it's dark out, the playground's
park's
closed.
closed.
Or the
Okay.
park's closed,
I
so.
think we probably need to address that for events.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
events, I
With
think
the
we need to
light
consider
tower.
lighting, especially like.
Well, I already told you guys to buy a light tower and you already told me it's too expensive, so.
We can rent
Well, like
lots
with the dog kissing booth, that was great until it got dark at the tree lighting.
Yeah.
But them trying to do
Yeah,
the
but-
lighting on that with the porch light on the barn was
Yeah, we
was
we
tricky.
definitely, we need more lighting at the Christmas tree event. We already talked about it. There was, the back parking lot wasn't lit enough.
Just
and the
rent an extra
Yeah.
light tower.
Probably two, the back
just an
parking
extra-
lot.
Well, I
needed
think
another one.
the lights in the parking lot look amazing.
They do look
They
nice.
do.
So, they look so good.
Thank you. We're proud of them. They work really well. It's just, once the park closes at 5, they're really, do y'all want them, we don't, went back up, I've not been running them for the last couple of weeks at night after the park closes. We'll get with that.
No.
Yeah,
We
save
put them
money.
on For
Yeah.
meetings and or events.
Events.
They're low voltage.
Yeah.
I think I
Cost
can
hardly
speak for
anything to
myself
run.
and Christina Culp because we were just talking about her next newsletter topic being light pollution.
Yeah,
That
for
if
the
it's
animals
not
and
being
stuff.
used, it should be
Turn 'em
off.
off,
That's
yeah.
what we,
Yeah,
that's what we're
so-
trying to stick to right now.
Yeah, no, that's
what-
perfect.
That's right.
But to have them available for a nighttime event, obviously, is perfect and totally worth it. But if the park is closed, they should be off.
Love it.
All right, anybody got anything else?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All
Anyone
right.
know what the year is? The year of the what? What is
Dragon?
it? Is it the
I
dragon?
think it's the dragon.
You just threw that out there.
Well, we won't know that
The
until
lack of
February. That
confidence.
won't be like
I was
Oh,
gonna
really?
like
Is
say
that
a
when it
Chinese
comes
New
out?
Year this year.
I thought they knew
don't
well
know.
in advance.
Well, we do know, but it won't be like a public. You won't see it on like
Gotcha.
I don't know, my
commercials.
Chinese delivery man brought me a calendar last night.
Dragon.
2023 was the year of the snake.
That makes sense.
That makes sense.
It does.
All right, so make a motion to adjourn this meeting at 11:35.
Yep.
All those in favor?
Aye. Seriously.
Aye, aye,
You
aye.
gotta start doing it, man. Come on.
Beat me to it.
Come on.